Hey guys, welcome to Barcelona United. Welcome to another video, and today is time to make a very controversial video. I know that this is unpopular opinion, and you know by the title already that what I'm gonna say or what I'm about to say. And I wanted to start with saying that it's not what I think that we should do at this moment in time, but we're getting to that point where I'm so desperate for things to change that this is the last resource that we have. This is the last, like, to show you how desperate I am. This is what I'm willing to do, and what I'm willing to do is to get rid of Lionel Messi and company, and get rid of the Club of Friends, because I'm gonna get started saying that the Club of Friends is not something that I created. It's not something that any YouTuber has created. It's something that's been around for decades. It started with Lieberman. The actual word, the actual Club of Friends comes from Lieberman, criticizing Argentina and saying that Messi and Mascherano take every decision in the FA, and for my opinion it's not true, but that's how it started. But the actual Club of Friends philosophy of players taking over their dressing room and taking all the decisions and being more important than anything else in the club has been there since the start of times. That's how the fall of Milan have happened. That's how pretty much every team that has had a fall from grace, this is what's happened to them. They either had a bad continuation of the project, or their star players were protected to such a point where they were the leaders of the team and they took every decision of the club going forward. And I can see this being the reason for Barcelona, like, going forward, that we're just taken hostage by the players. Players like Coutinho, Piqué, and Rakitic, like I've said multiple times, they should be leaving this summer, and it doesn't look this way. Instead, it looks like we're gonna be extending some of their contracts. And for me, the Club of Friends at Barcelona are Suarez, Alba, Busquets, Rakitic, Coutinho, Piqué, and Lionel Messi. And this is very dangerous situation, very dangerous terrain that we're hitting right now. And before going ahead with the video, I want to say that Lionel Messi is not. I wouldn't sell Lionel Messi. I want him to retire at Barcelona. I want him to be here for a lot of years. I still think that he has a lot of years at the highest level. He hasn't slowed down. If anything, this has been his best season. I would love him to go to Newell for his last ever season at professional football, and you know, we invited him to the John Gamper Trophy and playing a match against Newell and Lionel Messi. That would be very nice to see. It would be really interesting to see that. But other than that, I think that he should retire at Barcelona, and I would not like him to go away for any circumstance. But if it means if you give me an option of restarting a project, of kickstarting a project, but you have to get rid of the whole Club of Friends, not just some parts of it, then I say go for it. Go for it, because no one player is more important than the club, and I think that this can be symbolized by the fact that Lionel Messi, Argentina, hasn't been able to win a single World Cup of Copa America. And why is that? Because Argentina themselves do not have a project, and every player without a project are nothing. The project of the club is the most important thing. If you don't have a project, you have nothing. You have nothing to work towards, and you have no way of getting to the goal that you set yourself. In the screen, you're gonna be seeing like the team that I would do, and for me, in my opinion, this is a team that's able to compete in all fronts in comparison to the team that we currently have, or that we are aspiring to having. There's a lot of players in world football that could fit this team. If I wanted to, I could put in 11 of players that have never played for Barcelona, but obviously that's not the idea. We don't need a complete revamp of the squad. We just need to get rid of the older heads in the squad, and this is without, repeating the likes of. We're not gonna have Jordi Alba, Busquets, Piqué, Coutinho, Suarez, Rakitic, and Lionel Messi. This is a team that, in my opinion, can compete in all fronts: Champions League, La Liga, and Copa del Rey. I'm not saying that they're gonna win all the trophies, but they're gonna compete until the end. And at the end, we're gonna feel, it's gonna be a feeling like Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool, that they couldn't do more even if they wanted to, because they've reached that level where they've given it their all, and asking more than that is just not realistic. It's like asking a team to win the treble every single year. I don't think anyone should be demanded that, because that's not realistic. Realistic is compete for the treble every single year, and competing is give it your all in every single game. Give it your all during the season. Don't like try to rest at midway to the season. Like, try to give it your all every single game and try to compete at the highest level and try to not get humiliated by other teams. That is what competing at the highest level means to me. So let's get started with the team. My 11 would be Marco ter Stegen in net, and with that I give him the captain's armband because I think that he's been a true captain. Without being the captain of the team, he's been the leader. At Liverpool, he was the only player that stood with the fans, that said sorry and he's a player that least deserves to do that, because together with Lionel Messi, he was the best player of the season, and he's been giving fantastic performance after fantastic performance. He's been a true leader of the squad, and he deserves to be at Barcelona for many years to come. The center backs are gonna be. I'm deciding between Umtiti and Clement Lenglet, and then having Matthijs de Ligt as the right side center back. But let's put Umtiti for the sake of it. Umtiti and Matthijs de Ligt. Then we have Clement Lenglet, and they can ensure the future of Barcelona right now. I'm sure that they can succeed right now. They're ready right now to play the highest level. De Ligt has played already at Champions League level. He's reached a semi-final, almost reached a Champions League final. He's been playing in Europe for a few seasons, and he's just 19. So I'm sure that he can reach that next level if he joins Barcelona, and he doesn't need to wait right now. He's ready to succeed at Barcelona right now. Umtiti and Lenglet, same thing again. They are ready to be at Barcelona, so not much to say about that. Semedo, it's a difficult thing because I would keep him in Barcelona, and I'm gonna keep him at Barcelona. But if he wanted to leave, I made a video saying about Semedo and Josep Atal and Bellerin, and I think all of them would be fantastic for Barcelona. But I'd rather keep Semedo and give him a go at his proper position with true confidence and another manager. At left back, I give you Alex Grimaldo, a player that was already at Barcelona, should have never left. He was ready to be the back of Jordi Alba back then, and can be fighting for the starting spot now. And he could be the perfect starter for Barcelona right now. There's no need to wait, and we should do everything in our capacity to sign him at this current moment in time. At centre midfield, I'm gonna choose the likes of Rabiot, Frankie de Jong, and Arthur Melo. I think that Arthur already has shown that he has the Barcelona DNA. Frankie de Jong the same thing. They could be the closest thing that we've seen to Xavi and Iniesta for a long time, and we couldn't have chosen better centre midfielders even if we wanted to. They're two fantastic centre midfielders that play the ball around, are good protecting the ball. They like to have the ball a lot, come deep for it, transition well into attack, and I think that would be really good to see. Same thing goes with Adrien Rabiot. I think at the pivot position, he could work very well box to box or just as a pivot, and his defensive output is actually really good in my opinion. He completes a lot of tackles, interceptions per game. His defensive reading is really good. His overall passing ability and passing range is really world class. Really good dribbler, and has a good way to be a good defensive midfielder. I'm not putting Ricky Puig in this team right now, because this is a team that's supposed to be able to compete today. Like, that if we put this team competing next season, then it's gonna be able to compete every single game. And I'm sure that Ricky Puig can do it, and I'm sure that he is definitely good enough to be in the first team right now. I'm just not sure enough if he's good enough or has enough experience already to start. So that's when I'm not putting him in this team. But if I could, in normal conditions, if he fulfills a quarter of his potential, I would put Frankie de Jong as pivot with Arthur and Ricky Puig in center midfield. I think that could work perfectly fine. I'm just not doing it because I don't think Ricky Puig has had enough experience in the first team to feature at such high a level and put him under that much pressure. At the forward lines, I'm going to have Ousmane Dembele, Leroy Sané, and Andrea Belotti. I think that Ousmane Dembele, we've seen sparks from him of being a world-class player. We saw that at Dortmund and Rennes, a fantastic player that if we give him confidence, if we give him the tools to be what he's supposed to be, and that is one of the best players in the world, I'm sure that he's gonna fulfill that, and we can make him one of the best players in the world and a future Ballon d'Or winner. He can shoot with both feet. He's fast, good dribbling, good shooting. It's just really good to see, and maybe with some confidence he can fulfill his potential. Same thing goes with Leroy Sané. He would be the leader of this team in terms of dribbling. He's the best dribbler in this team. A lot of pace, of course. Good shooting with his left, and it just brings back that idea of having a really skillful winger. Would be contributing a lot to the team, and I think that Leroy Sané would be absolutely world class for Barcelona. And then Andrea Belotti, it's not a rumor popular right now. He obviously didn't score a lot of goals last season, but he had a season where he was banging for Torino. And there's good reports from the Torino manager saying that he works a lot for the team. We already see him that he's really good at a high press, good shooting with both feet, really good header on the ball, good dribbling, good pace. Nothing too spectacular in dribbling and pace, but he definitely has good skill with the ball for how tall he is. He's strong. He has really good shooting from area. He really knows where the goal is, and it will be really good to see him at Barcelona. By the way, Alexander Isaac got confirmed to Real Sociedad for about a fee of around 10 million euros, and that is a fantastic signing. I think I'm gonna have to make a video about Real Sociedad because they could be the surprise package in La Liga next season. Going back into the video, of course, there's a rumor that Antoine Griezmann is gonna sign, and after what he said after France's match against Andorra, I really think that he's gonna be signing for Barcelona. If he joins Barcelona in this team and he goes to be a center forward instead of Belotti, I'm not that happy with it, but I'll be fine. I'll be fine with it. Just don't bring back Neymar. But like I said, Belotti, Leroy Sané, and Dembele could be that renewal of the MSN, or something, at least something somehow close to it. I'm sure of it. At least to compete at the highest level, they will be. This 11, is perfectly capable of challenging for all fronts to be one of the best teams in Europe. This is better than the current Madrid side, better than Manchester United, better than Chelsea, better than Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur, competing with Bayern, Manchester City, Liverpool, better than Paris Saint-Germain. This team competes for a lot of trophies next season. So a player doesn't make a team, and even a lot of players that are really old don't make a team. The idea, the philosophy of the team is the more important thing to see, and I'm going to be releasing soon a Xavi video with him saying a lot of things that are really nice to hear, and he would probably be the manager of this team, just not right now with this board, because with Valverde and this board, they are a big problem. But I see a lot of people, especially in the comments and everywhere else, saying that getting rid of Valverde or getting rid of the board is going to solve the problems. And this is not solving the problems, because the problems are generated by especially the fans. When I say the fans, I don't want to generalize fans, because I know all the fans are not the same. We don't have all the same opinions, and that is what makes us fans. We think differently, and there is going to be split opinions. But I think that there should not be split opinions, that change is needed, and that if you think that just the manager is the problem, then you're gonna keep having and striking yourself back against the wall, because a manager is not the problem. If you bring Ernesto, if you get rid of Ernesto Valverde and bring in Mourinho, that is not really a fix of the problem. And it's not just the manager. You can bring Xavi tomorrow, he will still have issues because you have a board that's not able to do things properly. But at the same time, it's not that the board hasn't done anything properly, because I think Bartomeu actually has done a lot of good things for Barcelona, better than I expected, to be honest. But let's be honest, we chose Bartomeu. It got to a not a fan, but it got to a directive, it's a democracy. It was a voting of people that are, part of the club, and they voted for Bartomeu. So it's our fault that Bartomeu is there. And when I said our fault, it could be for better or for worse. When Laporta was there, he was chosen as the Barcelona president. Nunez was there as the Barcelona president. But it's just a thing that we have chosen that, and we cannot be blaming people for our demise, because we have chosen who owns the club, who runs the club. So we have to change, and we have to understand that maybe getting someone that was anti-Guardiola, anti-Cruyff is not really the way of doing things at Barcelona. And I think that anyone that is anti-Cruyff, anti-way of playing the way that we really like to play these last couple of years, it's not really the way of running the club. There's a lot of mistakes made for the past couple of years and things that we shouldn't have done. Rakitic shouldn't have stayed another season. Jordi Alba should be having another backup round. Suarez should be sold in 2017. And if he's going to be at the club, he should be told that he's going to play only 50% of the games of the season. But because there's a lot of things that we have to do now, we have to get rid from all of it. In my opinion, like if bad comes to come, we need to get rid of the whole main core of players that were at that triumph in the 2008-09 season in the treble, and that includes Lionel Messi. If it comes to the last resort, I'd rather see us not have Lionel Messi and compete back for titles, because I don't want us to fall back into a Inter Milan situation. I don't even want to see us fall into a Madrid situation where they having this horrendous season, because fans have been okay with just winning Champions League titles, or some of the fans have been okay with just winning Champions League titles and grabbing yourself on just results of today. But grabbing yourself on results today doesn't mean that you're going to be able to succeed tomorrow. You need to work a project. Change needs to be made when you're still winning. When you're still winning, and you can see that you can improve something, you try to improve it. Obviously, if it's not gonna change, it's not a radical change, and it's something that you can do, then go ahead and do it. If you see that players are starting to slow down, but they're still at a good level, sell them. They still have market value, and you can try with new players. But if you don't do that, then it's just a detriment to your squad, and you're falling into mediocrity. So with this said, I don't want to see Lionel Messi leave Barcelona, but a player doesn't make a squad, because if a player made a squad, Lionel Messi would have already won a World Cup with Argentina, would have won a Copa America with Argentina. And the truth is that he hasn't, because Argentina are a club that has no project. People in the press like Sport and Mundo Deportivos, who are supposed to be Barcelona-based papers, are attacking players like Arthur, Dembele, attacking players like De Ligt, saying that, he's not choosing Barcelona because of money, he's going to PSG instead. Well, not really, because I'm sure that he wants to join Barcelona. Get rid of Piqué and see if he doesn't want to join Barcelona. Players like Semedo want to leave because he's not even given minutes, because he's been playing at a really high level, and it's not fair that he's not playing minutes. It's not fair at all that you are expecting other players to sign for you when you're not going to give them minutes. Like, they have an example that's clear on it. Malcolm came to the club and has played 500, 800 minutes during the whole season. probably most of that coming in the Copa del Rey in the worst, like in the lower rounds of the Copa del Rey. Doesn't sound very fair to me, and it wouldn't motivate me to be a young player going to Barcelona right now, because I know I'm not gonna play any minutes. Ricky Puig, apparently there is gonna be a meeting of Valverde saying who's leaving and who's going, and he's gonna specify for Rakitic to stay. Like, when we have things like that, we are going nowhere. We are attacking the players that should be staying. We're attacking them for no reason. Arthur, I hear somewhere in some of the articles saying the problem with Arthur is Arthur. Dembele is not committed to the club. Semedo, he's crazy for leaving. Like, if he wants to leave, he can leave. De Ligt, if he wants more money, then he can go to the rich club PSG. If Frankie de Jong thinks that he's ready to play at the highest level, then go ahead and fight for your spot. Like, yes, all these things can be partially true, but I don't see it like that, and I'm sure that attacking your youngsters is not helping them to develop. So before keeping ranting about and keeping discussing this topic, I think it's been the discussing topic for the past 3 days. We're not gonna make any signings until July, or at least we're not gonna officially announce anyone until July the 1st. I can be pretty sure of that. So, and by the way, we are not trusting in La Masia. All the good La Masia projects like Cucurella, Oriol Busquets, Samper, the likes of Abel Ruiz, Deulofeu, like alarming things we're seeing. We're not trusting the youth, so that's another problem. I think I'm also going to be making a La Masia video soon of players that could be at Barcelona or something like that. With all said and done, leave me your comments in the comment section below. Do you think, I'm not going to say that, do you think Lionel Messi should stay at Barcelona, because I know that you're going to say that. Leave me comments in the comment section below. Do you think that this 11 could compete in all fronts? And if not, tell me who would you replace or what your 11s would be. Leave in the comment section below. Comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one, Blaugranas.